Hello and welcome to this our third installation in our Chupa.
Finish it, JD. What do we got? Chupa.
Fun. Maybe the Chupathon stuck.
Chupathon it is.
Toyotathon.
Mhm.
It's the Chupathon.
Chupa Day. Happy Chupa Day.
Chupathon, Chupa dates.
To all our friends out
To
there.
all those who celebrate.
Welcome, Creamies. And this one, look, we got no script
Yeah.
here. We're going off the fucking
Off the dome, chatty.
on the Chupacabra. So I was looking at the 11 stories you shared in the last episode, and with the exception of Missouri and Victoria, BC, and New England, they're all, and I guess the Horselands one and the DMV one, we're not entirely sure. Which is interesting because obviously the Chupacabra kind of starts out in Puerto Rico. Right?
Yeah.
And I think the first, I don't know, what do you want to say? Like 4 or 5 years, probably 95 to like maybe 2000. It's almost exclusive. It's very much in like the Spanish speaking.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Let me pull up that timeline from Princeton and then also link you to it.
Sure, that'd be great. Because I mean, like, and still we have the SoCal Desert. We have the Mexico pops up a couple times, Texas a couple times. It's interesting that in the movie it does take place in Mexico as well instead of Puerto Rico, because it is obviously like the first sightings that we have of what is called a Chupacabra are pretty definitively in Puerto Rico.
Yes.
Like there are, and Benjamin Radford gets into it more, that there were like there was a term called like chupacabras before that, but it was like for like little birds. I don't know if you came across that.
I think I did, and then
like
I scrapped it because it wasn't for my section.
It's not super right, and it's not super interesting. I mean, it is like the people kind of spin it like the chupacabra existed before the 1990s, but it really didn't. Like as a concept, it didn't. Right? There has always been like live, bloodless animals found with puncture wounds in the neck. Right? That's been around forever. But the chupacabra is really like this new thing, 1995. So it's like 30 years old. That's it. But yeah, prior to that, there like people will pull out, be like, no, look, this TV show mentioned chupacabras, but it's like they were talking about like a little bird, and apparently the bird like sucked on goat's milk, and so that's what they were talking about back then, right? There was no previous example of a chupacabra, right? And people will point to, but in Puerto Rico there were animals with bites in their neck. Again, it's kind of so fucking what. There were dogs in Puerto Rico. Yeah. That were attacking animals.
Yeah. Like I think I have that as like the concept of goat/blood sucking creature had been reported as like that. I think that was what I had on here for like that 1970s thing. And on the timeline for it's like they have something that is mid 1970s. But it is a condor linked to
interesting. I think it's interesting too that in this timeline that you shared, it goes mid 1970s, early 1970s, which is a choice to make, to have your order out of order for a timeline. But no offense to Laurie Williams, creator of this timeline.
Yeah, it's like I feel definitely that like you said, like the Chupacabra, like the OG one is homegirl Madeline Tolentino. That is her of her making.
100%.
Like rarely do we have the person who made that shit up.
Right. We don't know who first actually came up with Bigfoot, right? Like Bigfoot is also like a thing in like folklore. Like a lot of like native tribes have like conceptions. Indigenous people of like North America have conceptions of Bigfoot, or all around the world, right? Loch Ness. I don't know if we have like the first person that definitively said this is Nessie. This is what it looks like. Madeline Tolentino came up with all that shit.
Yeah, like okay, she definitely watched that movie, believed it was a documentary, and was I saw that shit outside my. Well,
yes.
Okay, like maybe she did see something, but was kind of like, oh, this is my shot.
I think that's totally possible. And like again, she had the access to like the paranormal researcher and the journalist.
Yeah, like you could be led into like a leading question type thing. Did it look like this? Have you ever seen this? Is this what it looks like? And then if you're kind of just like, I have a vague thing that I saw.
Right.
Yes, that is what I saw.
Right. And it kind of, I mean, like the chupacabra does like give names to something that happens, right? Like there are like these, you know, animals die mysteriously. We don't know why, you know, what is this? Oh, there's bite marks in the neck. This is a strange death. And then there was like another story in here about like a little girl in Mexico, like after it kind of went, you know, more viral, where she fell and broke her arm. And then they saw a flock of birds flying away, but they thought it was like just one singular creature, but it was like little tiny swallows like out in the distance. And they were like, oh, that was the chupacabra. And it like shoved her down the stairs and like broke her arm. And that was like cited as like the only example of it being used kind of against people that Benjamin Radford was able to find. So it's kind of like this, that's in this like boogeyman kind of state of like, this is the creature that fucks up your livestock.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And like exclusively goes after livestock for the most part. Too.
Yeah. And it's, I don't know. And it like, I guess, okay. For the most part, I feel like all the stuff that I've been reading about like it working on like livestock is like the aftermath.
Yeah. Right. There's almost never, I mean, aside from like Talavera's, the guy in Nicaragua who shot it, and brought the body that was a dog. He's like one of the only ones that's like, I saw it attacking my animals, my livestock. And even his description was fucking crazy too, because he was like, it had the head of a bull and like bright, you know, it was like, this is fucking nuts. This doesn't sound like anything else. The spine of a crocodile. And then he brought a dog and was like, this is it.
You're like, sir?
Yeah. Sir, I beg your pardon.
What'd that dog do?
Yeah. So I think it's interesting that it is kind of now throughout North, I guess the Americas at least, this kind of de facto thing for like an unknown animal.
Yeah. Anything. So I went back to Arsh. Jesus Christ. I'm going to link it right here, right now. I'm going to send it to you. I went back to that page because it was like kind of talking about like the chupacabra effect, right? This is just like a discussion type of thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, they said, I propose the term chupacabra effect to describe when a cryptid is grouped under the same name as another cryptid due to unfamiliarity with the original cryptid and its like sort of geographic like proximity, right? So I feel like that. I feel like that's what's happening.
Right.
I feel like in like a sense, like, yes, because it's named after the chupacabra, right? Like, but I feel like that's what's happening where it's like you have a lot of these, like, I saw the chupacabra, this is the chupacabra that I saw, but it's like,
yeah, there's kind of like that recency bias thing where I think people hear about the chupacabra, like, right, like El Show de Cristina talked about the chupacabra, and then it goes fucking viral, and there's sightings all over fucking North and South America, like everywhere.
Yeah, like,
and people are just like, I've seen it, and it's like you saw a story about something. It didn't show what it was. maybe they showed the sketch. I'm not sure. I couldn't find the episode, but you know, and then suddenly people are seeing it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, yeah, oh my god, there's so many red cars out. Have you ever noticed that? And then you start seeing all the red cars, right? It is interesting. I think did you come across so Benjamin Radford kind of posits that the chupacabra fits in like an interesting space with like in Latin American folklore. That there's like there's a strong kind of vampire tradition in like Latin American beliefs, right?
I think I saw that in kind of the like Skeptical Inquirer article from Benjamin Radford.
Right, I think Benjamin Radford probably talking about that. Yeah, like I thought that was interesting. I think like definitely Madeline Tolentino, you can kind of see that. Benjamin Radford talks about this kind of effect called the white ogre effect. Did you mention that in the Skeptical Observer article?
I just got where was that I saw? Excuse me, white ogre effect. Why would I remember that? No, he doesn't talk about it in this one because I just know that he talked about the Latin America's Hispanic and Puerto Rican vampire folklore like culture that helped him understand the cultural background and social environment that the chupacabra emerged from.
Right. So the white ogre metaphor is kind of this common recurring thing in Latin America, like this outsider, it's white outsider, it's pale outsider creature that needs to suck the blood or the vital organs of the native indigenous population to survive, right? And obviously with like colonization, the history of imperialism in Latin America, kind of a direct metaphor for what's going on there, right? And the metaphor of blood is also very present, right? In terms of like the open veins of Latin America. It's a very famous book about the exploitation of Latin America by European and then North American powers. So I think like the chupacabra, and I think you see this with Madeline Tolentino, is like an interesting thing in this kind of conspiratorial relationship, especially with like Puerto Rico and the U.S., right? Where, you know, the U.S. is dumping nuclear waste and like treats Puerto Rico like a fucking like a dumping ground and
garbage can.
Right, and it's like this, you know, Puerto Ricans don't have the same rights as Americans, even though they are like citizens. They should have representation, but they don't get that. And people love to shit on it. You know, unfunny comedians call it a shithole. There's a reason it's been exploited for, you know, near like over a century by America and American interest. There was a move like the American government forced people out of a town, and like including like, you know, digging up graves and everything, right, for like a military site, and they called it Operation Dracula, right? So it's kind of like the vampire thing is fairly it fully reminds me of the CIA and the vampires in the Philippines. That
it really makes you think about why the American government really loves to do a vampire move on.
Do a vampire thing, yeah.
They love to do a vampire.
Yeah. There's a little. They're drawn to the stories of blood sucking and ghoulishness.
Yeah, creeping in the night, kind of type behavior.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so it's.
So you can see why Madeline Tolentino would watch, you know, a movie where there's like a shady government conspiracy that features Puerto Rico for part of the story, and would be like, yeah, I see what's
documentary.
You're telling us exactly what's going on. Yeah, sorry, that was Plan Dracula, not Operation Dracula, but you know,
same difference.
We know what I'm talking about. We're talking Draculars. Yeah, and then there was I didn't find anywhere to put this in, but there was a lot of conspiracy theories about the chupacabra being used to spread AIDS in Puerto Rico. Apparently, that was another thing. I guess it's just because it's blood related, but again, there's no real stories of the chupacabra interacting with people. But I think if there was like the blood related thing, and I think that ties in more with the fuck the United States government, fuck America. Because again, the U.S. government was not. Puerto Rico was pretty hard hit by the AIDS epidemic, and again, the U.S. government barely gave a shit here, so they really didn't give a fuck in Puerto Rico.
Like that's over there.
That's a their problem.
I barely care about over here. So what makes you think I'm gonna care about over there?
On an island? Get the fuck out of here.
They're like, actually, Mr. President, because it's on an island, it won't move off of the island, so we can just leave it.
Yeah, it's not our problem. Just leave it. Better put some more nuclear waste.
Actually, if we put the nuclear waste, it will kill the people over there. So,
or it might create
a chupacabra. Who knows?
Yeah.
And it's just, it is very interesting that sometimes when you get to like the nitty gritty of like the origin of some of the things that you can kind of like connect like to like a cultural thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like an explainer of like, I think like a lot of like the concept of a lot of like boogeymen at night of like, don't go out here because you'll see, it's like kind of that thing like, don't go out here because you'll see a lady who's like crying at night who's gonna like get into your car, and like what is the base idea of that is like, don't go out at night, don't get into strange cars or don't let strange people into your car, because like it might not be a ghost woman, but it might be someone who's going to rob you, that kind of thing, or you might get like robbed, like that kind of thing. This actually she was out there because she was supposed to see a boy, and the boy killed her. So the lesson in that is like
double warning there.
So it's like, it's kind of one of those like, don't have sex or you'll die type things. But now it's like in the sense of like, hey, American government love to send vampire, love to send a little Nosferatu.
Yeah, right. So we have like kind of, I think it's interesting kind of coming together there, because there's like the livestock thing, and that was already kind of a story in Puerto Rico, right? Like people were like, why are these animals dead? What's going on here? And then Madeline Tolentino swooped in and was like, bro, it's the motherfucking U.S. government. They're
Madeline Tolentino to the rescue, guys.
Yeah, folks, I just learned something. I found some forbidden knowledge from species.
This is where the government tells you about what they're doing.
This is where the government is telling you. They're telling us about the fuck aliens.
The fuck aliens from Los Angeles.
Exactly. Like, I feel like Madeline Tolentino didn't seem as concerned about the animal livestock thing as she did about the species thing. For sure.
She definitely, the one thing about that is like the lock into like, it got no dick.
That was definitely, well, that's a major part of species. Again, it is like an alien that's here to breed.
Yeah. When I was looking that up, for some reason, I was like, what's the Splice movie about? I was just like, hey guys, what?
Splice is another one.
Hey guys, what's Splice movie about?
The Splice monster looks similar too,
because I was also looking at not the software, because the Splice creature imagery.
Yeah. The Splice came out later.
2009.
Well, right? Splice movie, 2009. Yeah. Is that for sure.
Where were you?
Adrian Brody's in Splice. Yeah, Splice creature looks pretty bad.
And it's also doing the nasty. It also does.
Right, it's another genetic. It's like a genetic thing, right? Like it's trying to.
It does a thingy. So it's like, yeah.
We love an alien creature that wants to fuck.
Oh my god! We love to make an alien be very humanoid in the sense, instead of like, this is biblically accurate angel, but now it's like a biblically accurate hot girl.
Yeah, right. It was kind of like people saw Alien and were like, "Oh, what is this? Like some kind of metaphor for rape?" What about if it was like a hot babe? What if it? Did we think about that? Like, what about that?
She just wants to fuck, dude. This is a hot babe who just wants to fuck.
She's like, breed me, bro. Like,
hey, why don't you go ahead and write fan fiction instead?
Species.
Go ahead and log on to archiveofourown.org and go do that over there.
Yeah,
engage in something like that instead of speaking.
Drain the poison somewhere else. It doesn't need to be made.
It does not need to do that. You can write your own Google Doc and then read it out loud to yourself or your group of friends. Turn into a D&D campaign for yourself.
It doesn't need to be shared publicly. Yeah. Like, on such a large stage.
Listen. Don't you sometimes before bed come up with scenarios in your head? Maybe sometimes keep it in there.
Yeah. That's what journals for, bro. Don't worry about it.
Invest in a really nice journal.
Not everything needs
to
be
up a Moleskine, you know?
Ooh,
get you a Moleskine. We love to have that.
Nice little ballpoint.
Yeah, and a ballpoint. I'm so serious. Head up to Daiso. Get you like a million little journals and fill that shit up. Instead of
always be writing.
always be writing. ABW. ABW. NBS. ABW NBS.
Yeah.
Always be writing and never be sharing. But the chupacabra is one of the first ones that I saw as a young person. And it definitely did scare me because the one that I saw was definitely, that is a lizard creature, bipedal motherfucker who's going to come into my grandmother's house and tap on the window.
Okay.
Kind of thing. So I think you've shared that. I was scared of it.
That was your first interaction with the concept of chupacabra. Was like, it's coming to me. It's going to fuck me up.
Yeah, it's like going to, I don't know. I do know that it was like,
it was going to tap on the window,
it was like, I think is one of the stories in the I didn't end up watching the episode because I was like, I'm going to get like really cross-contaminated with like the alien thing, and I'm going to want to look for the alien version of it. But I remember one of the things about it was that it did come up to the backyard porch of somebody's house and then come up to it. And that's why I really had the visceral image of it coming up to my grandmother's like tapping on the backyard, just the sliding glass door and coming up to it. So I was genuinely afraid of it when I was younger.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So having it shift to just like, I don't enjoy that part of like, oh yeah, I used to be so scared of chupacabra, and the idea that someone could be like, you're scared of a dog. I'm like,
no. The alien. Yeah, my first exposure to the chupacabra was also like this alien version. Like that's definitely that's the first one I ever heard about. I was around like other kids. I remember that. I think it was at like this weird like homeschool co-op thing that my parents would maybe go to sometimes. And then somebody was like telling me about the chupacabra, and then they pulled out like the drawing of it. I think it was like in like a book or something, right? And I was like, that's fucking sick, because it was like, to me, I was like, this is like Sonic the Hedgehog. This is like some like, I like a spiky creature. I didn't give a fuck about any like the goat sucking thing. Nothing scary to me. It was just like, that's fucking dope. Look at that thing. That looks cool as hell. So I've always had a soft spot for sure for the chupacabra. That's just like a cool.
Yeah, I think if I had seen the drawing as opposed to like Monster Quest or whatever's fucking chupacabra,
right, where they made it a little scarier,
I'd have been like, oh, that's like a fun character that I would wear on a t-shirt as a child and not be afraid that it's going to come and eat me through my grandma's like sliding door and like that kind of thing. So it is very right. Maybe that tells our age, is that we encountered the chupacabra like in the OG form.
Rather than this like, oh, it's a dog, like a dog's. Like, it is interesting that people are still like, they'll see a hairless dog and they'll call it a chupacabra, right? And they're like, they know it's a dog. They're just like, so do you think they're like excited? What do you think that is? Do you think they're excited to see something strange? Do you think that they actually think it's not just a dog?
Maybe it's like capitalizing on the same like idea of like Phyllis Canyon, like cool thing that I've seen. You've never seen it before.
This is something
weird.
Yeah, right.
And then someone's gonna be like, that is a dog with mange, and they're gonna be like, actually, it seems to be a little different because its head is fucking huge.
It's actually a coyote with mange. You fucking moron.
It's a chimp with mange, actually.
Yeah.
And then I just looked up the episode of Monster Quest and what year it was, and this is a year after Phyllis Canyon. So Phyllis Canyon dog has already exists at this time, but
Phyllis Canyon has let the dog out.
Phyllis Canyon has let the fucking dog out, but I still was like, but they still had like the sort of original nasty boy that scared the bejeebies out of me, because I'm pretty sure they did show the Phyllis Canyon dog thing itself, but what stuck with me more than anything was this lizard is gonna come and fucking eat me.
Yeah, for sure. The dog thing, because like I think when I had internet access, I remember looking up chupacabras and finding like dog pictures and being like, "This sucks. Yeah. What the fuck? What is this? Whenever they're like chupacabra real, chupacabra discovered, and it's a dog.
Yeah. How
disappointing is that?
At that point, it's just like it's part of the thing of like you said, of like the actual animal versus like mythical creature, and it's just like. It's a dog.
It's a dog. I mean, like, that's the thing. Like, to be a blood-sucking animal, it would have to be something other than just a dog.
Yeah.
Dogs, they can't suck blood. Like, they're not physically capable of sucking blood. Which, again, it's just completely divorced from, like, the whole chupacabra thing.
Yeah.
Or, like, the concept of, like, the bloodsucker. But yeah, they don't, like, when they're like, but it's different from a dog because it sucks blood. It's like, you never saw it sucking blood. You have no evidence that it sucked blood. You're just saying
sort of like situational kind of thing. Like, it was on, it was in the mind, on the scene for you. Like, a lot of these, like the stories that I told you, it's just like, it is chupacabra in name only, not in any sort of action that it's doing. It's just like, I just found a fucking thing.
It's Chino. It's chupacabra in name only. Like yeah, it's fucked up. Yeah,
stop dragging on these, because it's like, okay, the one that was like they saw the fucking creature while they were out on a pizza date. That could have been an exciting new creature, exciting fun new creature. Had that person not went chupacabra,
put it in a different Reddit. Yeah, chupacabra. Yeah,
and just like
so that is interesting. That it seems like And I guess like the chupacabra overall, like it had a long life for what it was, right? As like this Puerto Rican livestock thing that was kind of propped up by like shitty tabloid journalism, right? It was like, you know, it had a longer, more widespread life than you would expect of something to be like that. Madeline Tolentino bullshitted something to like this journalist who was just writing whatever to fucking fill space. And like, here we are 30 years later, we're still talking about the chupacabra. The chupacabra, the name still exists. The name is still kind of a de facto category, even though it's so far from like the livestock thing. It's so far from like Puerto Rico. It's so far from Madeline Tolentino's version of it. It is pretty interesting.
Yeah. At this point, it's like a really fucked up game of telephone. You're like the 90th person on the ring. It just kind of now like it is it's a dog with mange. It's a coyote with mange. It's a hairless dog.
Yeah, on the other line is a dead dog.
And you're just like, hey guys, I'm just,
and you're playing telephone with that. Yeah.
At this point, I'm surprised. It is like I had to look at a bunch of bears with mange, and I made sure to write skinny at the end of it because I needed to see them to just sort of be able to
slim down,
to confidently say that, like, listen, okay, bear with mange, and it's already, the disease is like really getting to it, and it's going to do some crazy silly stuff, right, that I'm not familiar with, right? And I'm someone from the city who has only seen photos of bear skinny with mange. I'm out there going, Ben, what the fuck is this? And you're gonna be from far away, go, bear with mange. And I'd be like, you don't understand. You don't understand this connection that I have with this, I'm gonna call it like a weird creature, right? This is I know, it's like it feels right now that the chupacabra in the sense is like a catch-all for like soft, fucked up creature on all fours. I will name this chupacabra. That's about it. There's no sucking. No sucking?
No sucking.
Smash a skateboard.
Go ahead.
Could you? Right? And it's just like, guys, the essence of a chupacabra, it's in the name, man.
It's in the name. Learn 2 words of Spanish.
2 words.
They're put together. It's like pretty simple.
It's not. It doesn't say, what is hairless dog in Spanish? I could ask my sister-in-law, but she's busy playing a scary game. But right? It's just like, I don't know. Maybe this is the one that I'm going to like, even if it's not real, right? Madeline, I'm sorry, even if it's not real. I just hate that it's so divorced from that version, because it's so cool.
Yeah. The frustrating thing is 100% that we could have had this thing that was like this fully established like Bigfoot, right? This cool thing that doesn't look like anything else, that is its own thing, and instead we get a dog.
I had a fucking dog with mange. You just sort of
and it's like I get it. You know, you see something attacking your animals, you find a weird hairless body. You're like, oh, is this like, I heard about chupacabras on the radio. I watched Christina and she talked about chupacabras. Is this chupacabra? No, that's not chupacabra. Listen to Madeline. I'm a fucking purist on this one. This is definitely one where I'm like, we cannot change the canon. This is Madeline has spoken.
This is definitely the one that one. You can't change the canon. 2, I don't fuck with alternate universe chupacabras that are just a fucking dog with mange.
No.
Stick to the fucking canon, which is dark eyes, bipedal, 4 feet tall, thin arms, 3 toes, no ears, but yes, ear holes, had long spikes. Cut that shit. No dick.
No nose.
No dick.
No dick.
Okay.
Long fangs. But only boys see them. Only boys can see the fangs.
And see.
Yeah.
Only boy. The cousin in that one story that got attacked. Boy
cousin. That's right.
The one that she sent out to be attacked by Madeline sent out a little kid to be attacked by the fucking chupacabra. Boy.
Hide your boys. Chupacabra coming.
Yeah. So it's like.
Yeah.
Stop messing with the chupacabra. I know it was 30 years later, and that we're talking to the listeners who are like,
this is potentially our most unk take that we've had of like, it was better, things were better in 1995
back in my
when
days.
the chupacabra was an alien. But I like that a lot more than like again, it kind of goes back to the like egghead crackpot thing in the first episode of just being like, oh no, it's a canid species that's able to suck blood that's separate from other boring. Don't fucking want it. Exactly. I want an alien that escaped from a government lab that is, who knows why. Maybe it was being made to survive on other planets. Maybe it was a genetically engineered monster. Maybe it was an alien. All we know is that it's broken out and it's fucking up livestock. Yeah. And it has no dick.
No dick. It's just like...
No dick.
That's so... Like, I know, okay, like, the disease, I'll say it, the disease of cryptozoology. Hot take, the disease of cryptozoology is science, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
I agree with that.
Listen, me and Ben, we listen, we believe in real stuff, right? We don't even play with us. We love a little conspiracy theory, but we also got a good head on our shoulders. But the disease of cryptozoology is science and trying to take yourself a little too seriously.
It's not a science, guys. You got to stop approaching it like that. Like, I agree with Darren Naish that it should be basically like, you know, approaching it like folklore, like approaching it with like, what is the cultural context? Why is it this way? What does this reflect about the society that started thinking about this thing?
That's so fun.
That's so fun. It's so much more interesting too. I mean, because I think the chupacabra should be pretty much exclusively a Puerto Rican thing too. Like thought of
once it moves up here, that's when it's like it's a dog, and I fucking hate it. Stop that shit.
Oh, it's fully gone there. I mean, yeah, for sure. Like I feel like, yeah, and again, that was like the show of Christina, and then it started. That's where the dog thing started, right? It went viral, and then all over Central South America and like Spanish-speaking parts of the United States, it was just fucking dog, coyote, dog. And, except for Chile. Chile at least had the good taste to add in their own conspiracy theory with it being like an alien that NASA was bred in the Atacama Desert.
They're like, no. Pause. Let's add to Madeline Tolentino a little bit.
Please, they get the assignment at least. Like, I think that really does fit better. Like, it's more entertaining. It's a better monster. I'd rather, like, why don't we have more cryptids that are these kind of scientific conspiracy things?
Because I think it's like quite. I genuinely am just like, I think a lot. Once again, hot take. Science is the disease of cryptozoology. It's like, I think because like the whole freaky science like experiment kind of thing is interesting, and it is based in science, but it leans towards the nutty conspiracy theory aspect of it. Right? Because it's like, you can be someone who says like Bigfoot is real, it is a creature out there, it's a big giant ape, but then once you move into the part of Bigfootism that is like, and it's also from outer space, actually, once you connect it, like you can believe in Mothman as like a creature that brings sort of doom, but once you bring in like Indrid Cold, and now it's a outer space alien type thing, that's when you're just like, it pushes you from like someone who is like, I believe in cryptozoology as undiscovered creatures to like, what do you think about fluoride in water? You know? Like that kind of thing.
I guess that definitely is like the nefarious side to all that, is that there is always that kind of like cultic milieu where it's like believing anything. But I definitely find it more interesting. I definitely find like an alien escaped from a lab cooler than like an unfound species.
Yeah, because it's like on like I would love to be discovering all of this stuff and like okay, listen, we do have like very interesting undiscovered species like down in the water, right? You know, we're still seeing some of these things like maybe once or twice 100 years, that kind of thing, like, and they exist, and I'm like, that is not a cryptid to me. That isn't like going back to like the whole idea of like, what is a cryptid, and can it just be like a mythical folkloric thing, or is it like like that to me is an animal that I just haven't seen yet, as opposed to Bigfoot is not an animal that I haven't seen yet. You can tell me it's an ape. You can tell me it's a giant fucking gorilla type thing. I do not. That is
that's something we don't know what the fuck it is. We don't know that it exists. It's this thing that's kind of in our mind, at least. Yeah, right. Like I think, like Bernard Heuvelman and like Simpson, the other guy, those like kind of founding fathers of cryptozoology. The people that like to hold them up and be like, but they were serious academic scholars. They fucking believed in giant penguins. They believed that giant penguins lived in Florida. They believed in underwater societies. They believed in aliens. They had some wacky fucking ideas. They thought that like the Bermuda Triangle was like a portal to aliens. Okay? Let them cook. Let these cryptozoologists cook. You're not more valid as a science because you shut these people out, because you're still chasing shadows. Yeah. It doesn't, none of this is, come on.
Like, yeah, and I feel like that is what happens to a lot of like the deeply serious Bigfoot hunting shows, right? We've talked about it on our Mountain Monsters like type episodes, like the sort of hate that the Finding Bigfoot team has for the Mountain Monsters goofiness kind of thing. Because it's like the only injection of humor and goodness in that show is our bestie on that show, and everyone else is too serious. Right? That kind of makes it a little harder to watch.
It's tough because I don't take it is like the thing where it's like, I don't take you seriously though. I don't care that you think this is a science. I don't. This is not a science. Like you're fucking around in the woods looking for Bigfoot. It's okay. It doesn't have to be more than that, as far as I'm concerned.
I think it could go for like you're hunting. You're hunting.
Yeah.
You are hunting at this point. You're not doing any sciencey thing. You are closer to someone who is looking for bear specimen kind of thing, right? And then you may a lot of what you're doing, I feel, is like tactics that hunters use, right? Which is definitely a science, but it is animal science. And
hunting is a science. Huh? Hunting is a science.
It's an animal. It's what is it?
It's rooted in reality.
It's like it's rooted in like the reality of it, right? You're by all.
My PhD in huntology from Cabela University.
It's the same thing I have for science-based ghost hunting.
Okay. Yeah.
Where a lot of what people, the exciting stuff about like ghost hunting is like new inventions that people are doing. It's when people are measuring it with like existing stuff that we have and using like science in order to prove something that is not necessarily going to be able to be proved that way, because that's like both, like it's like the both sides of like, I can't prove it with science, you're not gonna be able to, and then the other people are like, no, I'm trying to prove it with science. You're not gonna be able to.
You're not gonna like, it's like the chupacabra thing. It's like the scientists were saying these are dog attacks, and people are still like, but what about an undiscovered species? Did we consider perhaps there's a species of canid capable of sucking blood? And the scientists did. They said, no, this is a fucking dog, homie. A dog is attacking these sheep. And you were like, but maybe the undisturbed creatures in the forest of El Yunque. And it's like, Puerto Rico is a small island. People would have seen a fucking mysterious beast. Like, at least Madeline Tolentino took a fucking swing. You know what I mean?
She made some effort.
You do not come off as a more serious person because you're like, it's an undiscovered species, than being like, it's an alien from Escape Lab. As far as I'm concerned.
I'm taking Madeline a little bit more seriously compared to you.
Madeline, I have more respect for Madeline there. Like, I'm like, she takes a swing. Like,
it's just like hashtag science is the disease of cryptozoology and ghost hunting.
Because it's pseudoscience, dude. Like, no matter what it is, it's not science. Like, you're not doing science, man. I'm sorry. Like,
is this our polarizing? Is this gonna tank our chances on Paranormal Con Camera or anything on Discovery Channel or Destination America or Nat Geo? Nat Geo, we still have a chance, a little bit.
Nat Geo, I think we still have a chance. I think they're more rooted in reality and probably would be fine with somebody making fun of cryptozoology.
Until we get on Mermaids, the Mermaids movie.
That's true. But also, it's like, I think that you and I, we both have love for cryptids and cryptozoology.
Trust.
We love the chupacabra. I think we both have genuine love for the chupacabra as depicted by Madeline. One of my favorites, one of my goats. But it is like the place of cryptozoology and like the it's like it feels desperate, honey. You know what I mean? Like it's like this kind of like, but no, we're like a real. No. Look, we have a coelacanth as our logo, Lauren, baby. You didn't find that thing. No cryptozoologist was involved in the discovery of the coelacanth. Okay, you claim that as a W. That was a W for just regular ass science. That was just ichthyologists and zoologists working together.
Yeah. You were in. I was gonna be like, you were in the room when it was found. No, you were not in the room. You were in a different country.
You were not in the room. You were. You were in this country. You were.
You heard about it.
That happened too. You were like, this is a good example. Is it? Is it really? So again, look, your thylacines. I'll be excited if they find a thylacine.
But it's not related to that.
That's sick. And look, and I ain't gonna be a fucking cryptozoologist finding the thylacine. Let's be fucking for real. They're not gonna be like, hey, could you identify this and bring it to a cryptozoologist? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'll be a zoologist. It'll be a mammologist.
At this point, it will be a guy hunting for it on accident, right? It'll be who's that guy who's like outdoorsman who sometimes goes and looks for Bigfoot.
Oh, I don't. I'm sure you're talking about.
Not one of our Ames boys. He's like a serious hunter man. He's not Bear Grylls. He's like
Survivor Man.
Maybe it's that guy. Yeah,
maybe. I like Survivor Man overall. I like him more than Bear Grylls.
Yeah, he has like a couple of episodes that if he's a correct guy. Yeah, I am in a sense more likely to trust him on that end because he is out there constantly all the time, right?
Mm-hmm,
but I'm not trusting him because it's science. I'm trusting him because of his experience down in the wild.
His experience. And because I'm a human and I like good stories. That's why I'm doing it, right?
Like, I'm like, I'm more likely to believe him because he's got the good stories at the same time, like that kind of thing.
Yeah. And it's like, new species are discovered all the time. And like the coelacanth story, I didn't cover it in the history, but it is interesting. But also, what happened was kind of similar to like just a hunter finding it. A fisherman pulled it up, right? And then this like woman who worked at a museum happened to see it, like it was kind of out for sale, right? And she was like, whoa, what the fuck is that? Is that like a fossil? Like, I didn't know these were still around. And then she like brought it to the museum, and her and like some ichthyologists were basically like, I think this is a fucking coelacanth, dude. This thing's supposed to have been dead like 66 million years ago. I mean, sometimes things randomly happen. Discoveries randomly happen. The world is a mysterious, cool place. But that's not, I mean, come on. Finding Bigfoot's not going to happen scientifically.
It's not.
Like, so
I feel like the concept of finding Bigfoot is going to be out of luck and someone who is going to stay out, who has been out there for a couple 100 hours and they're partially delirious.
Yeah. Right. And again, I don't really care if they find Bigfoot or not. That's not super important to me.
I just like to hear about it.
Like, I like to hear about it. I enjoy stories about people being in the woods and thinking they're interesting. I enjoyed the stories that you had about the chupacabra too. I thought they were entertaining. I thought they were fun. None of them convinced me that the chupacabra is real.
Yeah, like,
but they're fun. Like,
even the last one, the one that I ended off on a high note with.
Yeah,
it's a fun story. It's a fun story. She's a fun story. Mama, a story in front of me. That kind of thing. But did it make me think the chupacabra was real?
Yeah. Did it change your mind?
Well, scientifically, we're looking at some kind of a reptoid with long fangs and a pronounced dorsal fin.
It's a lizard monster.
We're talking about
Please
a lizard,
stop.
alien lizard monster.
It's an alien. Just stop there. I'm on board already. Yeah. Like, you don't have to walk long to convince me. I am just there already.
No, I'm here for it. I'm here
for the story. And like, if it gets found, very nice and cool, but it doesn't lead me towards any other way.
If it gets found, that would be fucking wild. I don't think it will. But
like, listen, if you found the thing that was in the story on that last one, put it the fuck away.
Yeah, I don't want
some of these things. I do not want these bitches to be found. One, because the implications of a chupacabra is actually bad. Yeah. No offense, guys. It sucks, right? If you're like, I actually found proof of the Mothman. It's very real. I love the Mothman. Do not even play with me. I love the Mothman, but put that shit away.
Let's finish out with like a quick ranking. Cryptid you'd most like to want to be real.
Ooh, because like, listen, it's all fun and games to me.
Right.
The concept of Bigfoot being real, I do not care for her.
Okay,
low. Right. Okay, so I'll think of like 5 of the ones that I'm like, I'll just write them down in no order for me at least. So it's like I'll do like I'm gonna rank Loch Ness, Bigfoot, Mothman, Chupacabra, and then what's one more? Jersey Devil. Okay, so are you going to do those ones as well, or are you going to do different ones? Okay,
I'll do those ones as well.
So for me, it's just a lot of these have a lot of implications. Okay, so I'm going to start bottom first, right? So I love her. Mothman at number 5.
Okay. For like least want to exist.
Because the implications of that is fucking crazy. What do you mean?
Right. We have a fate predicting monster
that big can chase you down. I see it, and a bridge collapses. There's the one story of like that lady having to fight off the Mothman from taking her baby. Absolutely fucking not.
Throwing Buck and it's Thrall.
Okay.
Like some kind of magical psychic vampire.
Don't do that. Number 4, the Jersey Devil, because the origin story of the Jersey Devil is fucked up. So true, Jersey Devil, goodbye. Chupacabra is at number 3 because I've seen what she looks like. The real Madeline Tolentino's, not no fucked up dog with mange.
The true
real Chupacabra. Then Bigfoot at number 2 because it's like, listen, I'm in the city, you in the city. I'm never going to encounter Bigfoot. Maybe you, because you're in Bigfoot country, maybe, right? Sure. I've seen you in the woods, but I'm never going to encounter Bigfoot. So I'm like, I'm comfortable at number 2 for Bigfoot, right? I don't think she's going to show up in Yosemite. I'm not going to show up in Yosemite.
You're not.
So number 1 is Loch Ness because one, far away.
Very far.
But also, I love me a dinosaur, and I do believe it's a dinosaur.
And then absolutely no interaction with you, no effect on your life.
I have never heard it attack a boat. I've never heard it attack a person. It's just swimming.
Purely a dinosaur.
Yeah, it's a dinosaur in a lake.
Would you extend that to like all the other lake monsters, like a Champy and like Plain, Unga Pungo, like all the lake monsters?
Loch Ness as a concept, all lake monsters. Because one, I've not heard of one that's going to be I'm going to encounter on the ferry on the way to San Francisco, so I'm good.
True.
Right?
Not a lake,
yeah. So all the other ones, like, hell yeah, because doesn't that make a more exciting world? And but I would like to specify, I only want those specific ones to exist, right? I want the big names to exist. I don't want there to be like, and then there's like
a lake monster in every lake.
Yeah, because that's like, what if we're going to Lake Berryessa? Does Lake Berryessa have something in it? I want my only fear to like at Lake Berryessa to be the stories of the Zodiac Killer that my cousins told me when I was younger. That kind of thing.
Falling into the big what is it? The sluice, the big sinkhole.
So those are the only things I want to be afraid of in Lake Berryessa. I want Loch Ness to be real. I want the Unga Pungo monster to be real. I want Champ to be real, as long as they're away from me. Moth.
Yeah, right. You know where they are. You know their location at all times.
So my ranking.
Much like
I know where every Sholo dog
within an 80-mile
ratio, and when they're hungry. Right, I have the stats.
Right. It's the psychic state. This one's not ready to kill right now.
Yeah, and it's like you know how like you can have like a really random ass superpower That is my power. I know where every single one of those dogs are.
Duck.
And that's her power. So my official power ranking of these iconic creatures is least to most is Mothman, Jersey Devil, Chupacabra, Bigfoot, and Loch Ness. What about you, Ben?
Interesting. Okay. Number 1, Chupacabra.
Wait, what is this one on?
Cool.
Oh,
top to bottom. I'm going top to bottom. My top priority to my makes no difference to me. Chupacabra looks fucking sick. Some alien shit going on in my mind. This is definitely like we want, escaped lab creature.
Yes.
Chupacabra. I don't give a again. The dog thing does not count.
That one. Not that one.
That does not canon. Does not count. Chupacabra, number 1 for me. Number 2, Sasquatch. I feel like there's a lot of lore around Sasquatch. I like the overall vibe of just sticking to itself at the forest. I don't feel like it's gonna fuck with you. I just think of it as basically like having a lore axe out there, kind of like I speak for the trees, fuck up the forest, I'm gonna fuck you up kind of thing.
Deserved,
I'm totally fine with that. I won't fuck up the forest. I'm gonna, leave no trace, all that. Number 3, it's gonna be Mothman. I think the existence of Mothman is definitely a little spookier.
Yeah.
Right. It's scarier, but I ain't fucking around in West Virginia. I have no intention of going there. No offense, West Virginia listener, if you're out there, I'm sure it's fine. But yeah, I mean, like the Mothman, it does kind of it would show that like fate exists, right? That there is like the powers beyond our imagining, right? You kind of have some interesting ontological implications of Mothman existing. In terms of like, fate, maybe is it a moral thing? Is it like a punishment thing? Is this some kind of divine retribution from the Mothman? Does it embody like some kind of moral justice in this universe? Who knows? Or is it just fate? And that is it like the final destination, death, where it's just like this comes for us all, the Mothman cometh. Who knows? Either way, big implications would really, I think, spawn some philosophical thoughts if Mothman existed. Number 4, Jersey Devil. I think this is like peak like early settler shit. Like American Settler. And it's goofy, it's weird looking. Seeing one would be fucking freaky. The origin story is definitely fucked up. But it is fucked up in like that early America, like, oh, what the fuck are we doing? What was going on with y'all back then? Kind of shit. But yeah, it doesn't make much difference to me. Again, I'm not planning on going to Jersey anytime soon. And I feel like that's not one that's getting seen too often anymore either, right? It's kind of just like, Number 5 for me is Nessie and just like monsters. I just, I mean, look, if a dinosaur survived, that would be cool. But it's a thing in a lake. Who cares? Like lakes are creepy. Kind of. I don't like going in water I can't see my feet in. I'm sure Loch Ness is cold. I'm sure a lot of the lake monster lakes are probably chilly. Like, which again doesn't seem great for a large reptile. Again, were dinosaurs warm blooded? I'm fucking stupid. But
I agreed with you. So we're both dumb. we both
did this one together. But yeah, I think Nessie, the lake monsters overall, would be cool to see. Probably, none of these are like a whole negative for me. None of these are like I would hate it. But Nessie is definitely the one I'm most indifferent to. Like,
okay, very interesting that we both have the Jersey Devil at number 4. And that
I think so, yeah.
Loch Ness was the last one for you, and Loch Ness was the first one for me. And then like the sort of differences that we have for our reasoning, which my one is like Loch Ness is up there because it's not going to impact me the most. Mothman is going to fuck up my entire shit the most because of the sort of implications that it has, like you mentioned, of about how it knows everything, right?
Yeah,
and all that stuff,
right?
And oh wait, we both have Bigfoot at number 2 and Jersey Devil at number 4. So we have that.
Yeah, the same kind of mid.
Yeah,
the mids.
It's like in terms of impact on sort of like for me, it's like the impact of all of these. Like Bigfoot is not
right.
I'm not gonna be seeing her. I'm not doing anything to the woods.
So for you, it's like the least you'll interact with it, the better.
The least implications it has on the world, and if I ever saw it in person. If
nothing would change, that's the cryptid to exist.
Yeah. It's like Loch Ness is not going to do anything to me and my local life, but Mothman would change a lot of things.
You would have to live life differently if Mothman existed, I think.
As a Buddhist person, what are the things that I have to consider with Mothman being around in terms of our life as a people, but also just sort of the ominous feeling that Mothman gives me. I think I am part of the people who was influenced by Mothman, Richard Gere. Is it Richard Gere?
Is it Richard Gere?
Fact check. Mothman conspiracies. Not Mothman. Who the fuck is that?
Yeah. Mothman
so it's like I'm of that time for the Mothman. So that's why I'm afraid of the Mothman. Right. So the farther it is away from me. But yours is like I definitely see yours as well. I would agree with this if I wasn't so concerned about how all of these things would affect me.
What would happen?
Like to the sort of timeline of the world if Mothman existed.
That's fair. That's understandable.
Right. And it's also like I would have to do some considerations of like, if this was real, how could the US government weaponize it?
Right. I think there's definitely some stuff about the Mothman being a government creation or held in a government facility. I mean, one thing that I think most people around the world share is a mistrust of the US government.
And
I think we're all kind of united.
That's the one thing that the United States has been doing, is uniting other people in its sort of mistrust
of our government, inside and abroad. Nobody trusts that shit. Whatever they're up to, I don't want a part of it. It's probably
any single part of it.
Something nefarious.
Check out our next season, the U.S. government.
Yeah, the U.S. government. Check out our next season, QAnon. We're getting into it. No, I'm kidding.
God, and immediately everyone's like, "Oh my God, great, a great season. What's the next one? QAnon." Where we just
QAnon.
3-hour back-to-back episode of us just yelling into the microphone. Actually,
no. Yeah, go listen to QAnon Anonymous if you want to hear about QAnon. They're a great podcast.
Yeah.
They've been doing it for years, and God bless them.
Yeah,
not for us.
I mean, I'm not strong enough. I think my blood pressure would go up and my sugar would go down, which is not a great combination.
It would be tough. It'd be tough for sure.
But
we're gonna find ways to keep it light.
That's our hope.
And just like cryptozoology should be.
Keep it light.
Keep it light. Keep an open mind. Who knows what the fuck's going on? You know? Have fun with it.
Whatever will be, will be.
Embrace the crackpot, y'all.
Oh, stop it. Have a little bit of whimsy. I mean, like, we need a little whimsy in the world right now.
Needs now.
Is Chupacabra.
And I say to myself, what a wonderful
While you're floating, so we have to start floating in space now. We're floating. Do you think she did it with a do you think she sang it as Katy Perry or as Louis Armstrong? Do you think she was up there irritating Gayle King?
Do you think she sang like and I say to myself, what a woman's world? Because that was her most recent single. That fucking bombed.
Cut the check. Episode done.
Thanks for listening, y'all. This episode was not written, but it's been, produced by Ben and JD. If you want to hear our sources, hit us up. Let us know. All our music was provided by Yager Frank. If you like the show, tell a friend. If you don't, tell an enemy. We'll catch you for the next season, the next series, and
bye.
Bye. Boom.